So when it comes to procrastination, it's not really that you don't know what to do. You know exactly what you should be doing, but somehow you just keep putting it off. We've all been there, it's part of life. Unfortunately, we cannot really stop procrastination from sneaking up on us, right? But we can overcome it. So today we're going to break that cycle and I'm going to show you exactly how to stop procrastinating and start achieving your goals faster. Hello there, my name is Laura. Welcome back to my channel. Here we talk about productivity, creativity, and personal growth, mostly for those with a full-time job and a side hustle. So before we dive in, if you want to learn more about productivity and personal growth, make sure you hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you're notified every single week when I drop a new video. So last year was my most recent long period of procrastination, right? I was the queen of procrastination when it came to my side project. I wanted to do some market research to learn more about what people like me who have a full-time job and a side hustle were really struggling with when it comes to productivity and balancing both. But I kept putting it off for about 5 months. My breaking point came when I was talking to a friend and she was telling me all about her struggles, about her to-do list and balancing her personal life, her work, and equally her business tasks. And then I realized I sure need to start speaking to people about this. So that got me to figuring out how to build momentum so I stay on track to actually achieving my goals and stop pushing them to the side. So in this video, I will share the exact techniques that helped me so you can finally start making consistent progress without guilt, stress, or overwhelm. Before I go ahead, if you want to apply these tips and create your own weekly plan that will further help you beat procrastination and actually achieve your goals, go to the description box below and download my 5-step weekly planning guide that will help you plan your week for maximum success without burnout or without the overwhelm. And the very first thing you want to do in order to beat procrastination is you want to understand the root cause. So procrastination isn't laziness, it is avoidance. And usually what we're avoiding is either discomfort, fear of failure, or perfectionism. For me, it was fear of failure, right? I was scared of failing. I was scared of talking to people. I was scared people were not going to want to talk to me. I was scared people were going to think I just want to sell to them, right? When I reached out to them. I was scared that what I wanted to do was already being done by so many people, so it's not something new. And you know what? All of that actually happened. Right? There are people who do not want to talk to me, which is okay. There are people who thought I wanted to sell to them, which is understandable. But also, 40 women got on a call and talked to me, and 17 other women filled out a survey and shared their experiences about the struggles with balancing a full-time job and a side hustle. And that sure gave me momentum to keep going. All of this is to say procrastination is most often rooted from a fear that we actually need to address. In fact, research from psychological science shows that procrastination is an emotional regulation issue and not a time management problem. So your brain is actually trying to avoid a negative feeling, right? Which is usually stress, uncertainty, pressure, and not necessarily the task itself. So the next time you procrastinate, I want you to actually pause and ask yourself, why am I putting this off? What am I afraid of? What discomfort am I avoiding? So go ahead and name it, right? Take 2 to 3 minutes to write it down and then try to figure out what action you are going to take in order to address this. So simply doing this can really help you break that cycle. So the second thing you want to do in order to beat procrastination is using the 5-minute rule. The 5-minute rule simply means when you're stuck, commit to doing a task just for 5 minutes. This is a very common rule that a lot of people use in order to get unstuck and to build momentum. So for me, the task I was avoiding was simply connecting with women, right? So what I would do is I would just go to LinkedIn and start connecting with women whom I feel like would fit the profile of the kind of people that I want to talk to, right? And this is simply women who have a full-time job and a side hustle and are struggling with time management and productivity. So usually you will continue doing a task once you start, right? Once you start doing something, most likely you will not do it just for 5 minutes. You will continue doing it and try to get it done, right? Try to get to the finish line. So the 5-minute rule removes that mental barrier, right? Which is starting. You build momentum, and at this point, again, you are eager to complete the task. So my goal was to send connection requests to 20 people every single day, right? So once I started, I wouldn't stop until I actually get to that goal where I have connected to at least 20 people. So just go ahead when you feel unstuck, right? Set a timer for just 5 minutes and you realize that you're gonna go way beyond that, right? Because you've actually overcome the biggest hurdle, which is starting. So, quick question for you before we go ahead: what is your biggest procrastination trigger? Go ahead and drop in the comments. I would love to know. And now let's get to the third tip. Now, the third thing you want to do is to break your goals into smaller micro actions. So let's be real, right? Big goals are overwhelming, and overwhelm triggers procrastination. Now, the solution is simply to break it down so small it is impossible for you to fail. Now, the goal setting theory shows that when tasks are too large, when tasks are too big, right, motivation drops. Simple as that. But small, clearly defined steps keep dopamine flowing and motivation high. Instead of these big, vague goals that go nowhere, go ahead and create smaller action steps, create specific plans. So, using my example again, instead of saying I want to talk to 50 women who are struggling with a full time job and a side hustle and are really struggling with productivity and time management, right? I simply break it down into some action steps, which is connect with 20 women every single day on LinkedIn, create a DM outreach template, create an appointment setting system, create templates on the kind of questions to ask, and so on. So, this is how I actually broke down this big goal of talking to 50 women into smaller little pieces. So, that helped me make progress one simple little action item to another as I continued to build momentum and help me actually reach my goal. So if you want to actually start implementing this today, do not forget to go down to the description box below and download my free 5-step weekly planning guide that's going to help you plan your week for success without burnout, without overwhelm. You can start applying strategies and making progress towards your goals every single week. And if you want to learn how to set smart goals for your side business, make sure you watch this video right here where I break that down step by step. Now, the next tip here is build a momentum ritual. So, this is basically a short, repeatable sequence you do before every work session, right? And this is simply to eliminate kind of like mental resistance. So, rather than rely on motivation solely, you equally rely on routine. My ritual, which I still use today, is to simply sit in this particular spot in my living room. Once I sit there, I know, okay, it's time to get to work. I usually do not want to use my home office when I am working on my side project at home, right? I really don't like sitting here. Like after work, when I come back from work and I have to work on my side project, I don't like sitting here because somehow it feels like I'm still at work. When I am working from home for my 9 to 5 job, yes, I will sit here. But if I'm working on my side project, for some reason, I just don't like sitting here because it feels like I am still at work and it just brings my mood down. So I do have a space that I like to sit in my living room, which actually builds momentum. It gets me going. So you can use different cues, right? You can use cues like playing the same playlist. Once you want to start work, you can light a candle, right? You can review your goals for 60 seconds, right? So the consistency of a ritual just helps your brain transition to deep focus mode. If you want to learn more about motivation and how to build motivation, make sure you watch this video after this. I'm going to put all of these videos in the description box. So you can just go to the description box, download the free resource, and watch all of these videos. That's really going to help you. Because in this video, I talk more about the psychology of motivation and how you can build motivation in order to get things done even when you don't feel like it. Now, the final tip here in order for you to beat procrastination is going big. And I'll tell you exactly what that means. So last year when I was really struggling with procrastination and struggling to actually start this process of talking to women, what I decided to do was I had to go big and I had to hire a virtual assistant. And by going big here is I invested. This is an investment that I made, right? It was huge. There was a lot of money that I had to invest in a virtual assistant. I didn't feel like I had the time to get it done. I didn't feel like I was gonna be able to do it because I was really, really stressed after work. I was exhausted. And after some time, I realized that the reason why I was so exhausted was because of this medication that I was taking. So what I did was I created my templates that my VA was going to use. I had my appointment system already set up, and then I decided to go ahead and actually hire a VA. And what this did was it built momentum, right? It helped me focus and put more effort into my side project because I was invested in this. I was spending a lot of money in this. So I was like, okay, if I am spending all of this, I 100% have to put in the effort. All this is to say, sometimes in order for you to beat procrastination, you need to take an extra step and you need to go big. Whatever that looks like for you, sometimes you need to actually go big, make an investment, and that is going to push you to actually focus and achieve your goals faster. So whether it's outsourcing some tasks, investing in a course, investing to learn a new skill, investing in the software, whatever it is, right? Going big might just be exactly what you need in order to make progress towards your goals. So remember, procrastination is not about being lazy, right? It just means your system needs adjusting. It is about managing your energy and focus. By understanding your triggers, using the 5-minute rule, breaking goals into tiny steps, and creating a ritual, you will take control of your time and your people. So go ahead and start with one strategy today and watch how it transforms your productivity. But before you go, if this video helped you, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more productivity strategies, and drop a comment down below sharing your biggest procrastination triggers. And let's work through it together. And make sure you watch the videos on the screen next to learn more about how to stay motivated and how to create smart goals for your side project. And obviously, do not forget to go down to the description box below and download a free guide on how to plan your week for maximum success without burnout and without overwhelm. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.